word inflammation, we usually think of an infection or an injury where there's obvious inflamed or damaged tissue. And while this is definitely an example of inflammation in that acute form, the problem is much more widespread than this. Now, while arthritis is a very well-known inflammatory condition, did you know that in your dog things like seizures, allergies, autoimmune diseases, diabetes, heart disease, cancers, and a whole range of other chronic health issues have inflammation as an underlying cause? Now, simply put, inflammation is a process by which your dog's body's white blood cells and the things that they make actually serve to protect your dog from infection from any outside invaders such as bacteria, viruses, and so on. But in some diseases such as arthritis, your dog's immune system actually triggers inflammation when there are no invaders to fight off at all. Now, in these autoimmune disease responses, your dog's immune system actually acts as if regular tissues are infected somehow unusually causing damage. Now, inflammation can either be short-lived in that acute form like an injury or long-lasting chronic. Now, the acute inflammation usually goes away within hours or days, but it's that chronic inflammation that can last months or even years after the first trigger is gone. So you can see that inflammation is actually a pretty big deal. And like most health issues, the foods your dog eats along with their general lifestyle can either increase inflammation or reduce it. So today, let's look at the top 5 foods and lifestyle factors I believe are actually leading to the development of inflammation in your dog. Now, these are the ones that you really want to avoid feeding or doing to your dog. So the first one is processed foods containing grains or starches in that grain-free form, as well as refined grains like white flour, etc. Now, as humans, we know that those refined carbohydrates like white breads, pastries, cakes are not good for us long term. And it's these foods that cause a spike in blood sugar and actually lead to inflammation. Now, in your dog, it's the same with those processed kibbles. They have a similar effect in your dog's body and can lead to a rise in inflammation as well as poor gut health in your doggy. Okay, number 2 is synthetic trans fats. Now, trans fats are a form of unsaturated fat that's naturally found in animal fat. Think of that fatty layer on a steak or lamb chop. Now, while a small amount of this type of fat is really fine for dogs and is an excellent fuel source, it's the synthetic man-made trans fats, also known as hydrogenated fats, where a liquid fat is turned into a solid fat, such as margarine and similar fats. Now, these are found in many dog kibbles and other dog foods and can be a definite trigger for inflammation in your dog's body, unlike the naturally occurring ones in meats. So avoiding trans fats is a really important one in regards to any inflammatory issue. Number 3, vegetable oils that are high in omega-6 fatty acids. Now, these include soybean, safflower, corn, and cottonseed oils. Now, if the ratio between omega-6 fatty acid and omega-3 found in fish oils and other omega-3 rich foods is out of balance, this can lead to the development of inflammation. Now, this is because omega-6 is known as a pro-inflammatory fatty acid, which means it actually increases inflammation in your dog's body. So it's really important to look to balance things out by adding more omega-3. Omega-3 is more of a neutral fatty acid that will offset the effects of that high omega-6 inflammation. Make sure that your dog's getting plenty of good fats such as oily fish, flaxseed, hemp seed, etc. And you can supplement if needed. And this is going to help to keep that balance correct. The 4th thing is stress. Now, this is actually a really big one too, as high levels of the stress hormone known as cortisol can actually increase the level of inflammation in the body. And remember that those chronic or high levels of inflammation are at the basis of all chronic disease patterns. Now, when your dog is experiencing ongoing anxiety or other stress signs, this is causing the stress hormone cortisol to be released and elevated and stay elevated over what is normal. And this actually not only stops the inflammatory response from being controlled properly, but it also weakens your dog's immune system. Now, herbs such as ashwagandha, the ginseng family, rhodiola can help lower cortisol levels, as can supplements like magnesium, the B group vitamins, probiotics and omega-3 oils. And the fifth one today is antibiotics. Yes, we all know that these drugs, while they are life-saving in some cases, have many negative side effects, including damaging the gut flora that is made up of billions of microbes in your dog's gut. Now, unfortunately, the use of these drugs can also lead to an increase in a number of inflammatory responses in the body, not only in your dog's gut, but in other areas of the body. And much of this is because of the way that antibiotics affect the health and the balance of your dog's gut in regards to that flora. Now, drugs such as antibiotics potentially can lead to the development of leaky gut syndrome, and this in turn can absolutely increase inflammation anywhere in the body. So there you have it, guys. My top 5 things you want to try and avoid to keep your dog as free of inflammation as possible, because all of those things will have an increasing effect in inflammation in the body. Now, do you currently have a dog that's suffering from any sort of inflammatory disease? Now, remember that anything that ends in itis is an inflammatory disease, but there of course are many others, as I said, many cancers, autoimmune diseases, etc., that are classed as being inflammatory. Now, if that's your dog and you're looking for some guidance or help, please reach out to me. I'd love to help you. I will leave all my contact details in the description below. I can give you some advice in regards to diet or just general naturopathic support. Also, I hope you just found today's video a little bit helpful, guys. If so, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been Lyndall Pincham from Canine Vitality, Happy Healthy Dogs, and I look forward to catching up with you in another video very soon. So I will talk to you then. Have a great day, guys, and bye for now.